Mr. Smith, so therefore we decided to hold him in committee.
Did you get a
And
chance
they're
to speak
acting
with
right
them?
now. Just briefly, he was supposed to come in this morning and see me at 9 a.m., but since yesterday he didn't get a chance to meet with everyone, we told him not to come in for today.
With Gary Chico, can you explain, is there any concern with his lobby or with his firm's lobbying activities? I mean, lobbyists can't hold state appointments. I mean, he's not registered to lobby, I realize, but his firm is. Is there an issue with that?
As far as I know, I'm not an attorney, but they said he is not listed as a lobbyist. His firm is a lobbyist. I don't know how many attorneys work in his firm, and it is an unsalaried position. From our attorney, Jim Dodge, on the committee, said there wasn't any illegal for him being on the ISB board. But for why the Senator Bivens requested him to come before committee, I don't have that. I just took the request and said, we'll definitely have him come before the committee so they can ask questions.
Tony, with Mike Smith, do you think that he is in trouble? Do you think his appointment...
I wouldn't say he's in trouble. I mean, anytime you have someone and there's questions that, it could be one question from one of the committees and they didn't get to meet. If they don't get to meet with everyone, it's only fair that you meet with everyone on the committee.
Okay.
Just to make sure there isn't any concerns. And if there's any concerns, they'll bring it up.
It seems like there's been enough time for that to happen, though. I mean, this wasn't just last week or anything, right?
Well, since we've been out, it's been 2 weeks. People have gone back home to their families, gone back to their districts, and I don't think anyone really knew for sure up until last week that we were coming back. It was rumored, but until they give you an actual date when you're coming back. I mean, people are on vacation, so...
One of the things, obviously, is that he was one of the guys that supported some of the things like the tax hike, death penalty, I think, et cetera. Is that what people are voicing out there? Is that a...
Anytime, there's a legislator and there was votes that they said or that they can claim, there's always going to be questions. So therefore, if the committee wants to question it, they have the right to do that because they're on the committee.
Okay. And Chico isn't in trouble either? You don't think?
I wouldn't think so. I mean, I was surprised at the request today. So, but, the senator on the committee requested it. It was fine by me. I didn't have any problem doing the request for him.
Do you personally have any concerns with either of these individuals?
At this time, I don't have any concerns. I mean, if there was something else that was brought up that we don't know about, well, then obviously I would. But for right now, no.
Okay.
You give them a little on the IELRB. You give them a little leeway on the qualifications. It's pretty strict in the statute. But
well, the qualifications. I mean, he's been in the legislature, and from what they tell me, that he has a lot of experience. So. That's why I'm looking at based on the experience that he's had, being able to do the job.
The thing with O'Brien, why was he not brought up today?
Again, everybody didn't get a chance to. He didn't get a chance to talk to everyone, and we want to be fair. Let all the members on both sides being able to talk to the candidate.
So Smith can start this job. They all can start these jobs.
They all can. They're all working now.
Okay.
My understanding.
Okay. And do you think that's fair to the taxpayers then, that they should go, because you guys aren't coming back till October?
Under statute, I don't know of how many that can't start until once the governor appoints someone. Okay. The governor made the appointment. We do the advise and consent.
Okay.
Now, unless we're told that only the way that they can start serving is under the confirmation. Okay. And I think there's a couple of them, but these do not apply.
Okay, because you've been trying to push these along
and there's so many more that they're saying that the governor's going to do, or people that have their terms have expired. So there's a lot that have to be addressed there.
Right. I mean, when you look at, for instance, this year we had this issue with Jonathan Munkin, and he was acting director for so long, and even though he didn't have advice and consent of the Senate, he was in that position for like a year as acting. Is it fair to continually allow these people to stay in as acting in positions when there are senators with concerns about them being in that spot?
Well, given that, even though that was a little while back, and we gave him. He was under the acting position that the governor appointed to. Again, the advise and consent, unless there was actual wrongdoing or the man had did something wrong during his term as an acting director, then we could have came in and said, listen, we're going to deny you right now, or and not let you move forward, and then he would have lost his position immediately, from what I'm told, once we do not confirm in the committee. It'd be over with right then and there.
Just for clarity, it was Bivens that asked to,
Correct. Senator
to
Bivens
delay
did
all three of
request.
them?
No, it was Senator Bivens who requested the appearance of Gary Chico.
Okay. And do Smith and O'Brien have to appear?
They do because they're salaried positions.
Okay,
Anyone
okay.
that's salaried has to appear before the committee.
okay.
Now, if you've been serving for a number of years, we can waive your appearance.
Okay, okay.
So who requested for Smith that he
I
that
just
he be
decided I
delayed? You
was
just
not-
decided
right.
that. Okay.
If there are, someone in the committee has not been able to talk to, then I will say we were going to go ahead and just hold it. And there's nothing wrong with doing that.
These are typically just phone calls.
Yes,
being able to
there's
talk.
phone calls, but there's senators that might want an actual sit-down time. Some might take 15 minutes, some might take an hour. But I leave it up to the senators on the committee. If they want to sit and meet with them, that's up to them.
Does allowing someone to serve in this acting position kind of enhance their position when they do come before the committee? And for instance, Mike Smith saying, hey, I've been doing it for 6 months now and I haven't messed up yet. I've learned all of this. Does that help him with getting a confirmation?
I think what it does when, one, you're requested, even though it's on salary, people realize that the committee is a working committee and they have the power for the advise and consent to either confirm you or not. So this is very serious, and I think the governor's appointees that come before the committee, they know that the committee means business.